Hello everyone, welcome to another EV Ramblings product review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a product that isn't necessarily meant for electric vehicles, but one that a lot of electric vehicles could potentially benefit from. Now this product is this very tiny box here called the AI Box Lite. It's by a company called One Car Stereo. Now One Car Stereo is a Hong Kong based company that up until recently was only just selling to wholesalers. They do now have a direct-to-customer model, and they reached out to me and basically said, hey, would you please review this for us? So they sent it to me free of charge. So this box, essentially what it does is lets you have wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. So that means that you can get into your car, you don't have to plug in the USB or lightning cable to your smartphone, and you can use all those features as you would normally when it's plugged in. Now this video is going to be focusing on Android Auto. I do have an Apple phone as well, but my primary phone is an Android. And I will say, to start off, the instructions only cover how to get this set up with an Apple CarPlay system. And it can be actually quite confusing with Android Auto. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in the car. I'm going to show you how to set this up with an Android Auto. And then I'm going to go through the features and I'll tell you what I think about it. So with that, let's get into the car and start this review. Okay, so we're in the car, and I figured I'll just show you the product, how it comes. So it comes in a very nondescript box, just standard. The model is listed as DPL01, and it also says, just to refer to the instructions to set it up. So once you open it, you do get instructions. It is a pretty small booklet, but it has the essential setups for connecting to Apple CarPlay, and then it has kind of troubleshooting steps to do. So it's usable if you have an Apple phone. Now you get the box. It's held securely by this foam. And then you do get a USB-C cable. It's really short, but it's nice to include that. And in addition to that, you get like this little adapter as well. So this would take it from the USB-A connector to C as well. So if your car has a USB-C port, this cable is also useful. So that's a nice little touch. So just looking at a closer look at the product itself. So this is, it's quite small. And you have the USB-C port on it, USB-C. Then you also have a USB-A port on it. This is for actually updating like the firmware if you need to. You could plug a USB drive in there and update the file, and then you just have a bunch of ventilation on the bottom. So let's turn the car on, and I'll show you what you have to do to get it set up. Okay, the car is fully booted up now. And I want to illustrate what happened to me when I tried to set this up for the first time. And I'm going to be using my own longer USB-C extension cable for this. But if you have used Android Auto on your car before, it should be enabled. So every vehicle is going to be a little bit different in how it presents this. I'm using a 2017 Chevrolet Bolt electric vehicle. And so mine is just found under settings. But in here, you'll have options to turn on or off Apple CarPlay or turn on or off Android Auto. So now my Android Auto was in the on mode, and I couldn't get this to work. So no matter what I tried, this box just wouldn't go. And there's 3 lights on it. It's a red light, a green light, and a blue light, and they all correspond to some kind of function. But no matter what, I even updated the firmware, like it was the same version, couldn't get it to go. And then just by chance, I figured out that although this box is designed under the Android operating system, so it runs like it's some kind of version of Android, you have to interface with it through Apple CarPlay to get Android Auto to work. So yes, I do understand how confusing that is. So you have to disable Android Auto, and you have to turn on Apple CarPlay. So let's plug this in. So I'm going to plug it into the USB-A port on my car. I'm going to plug in the USB-C port. And then you should see there's a blue light on here, or hopefully you can see. This will take a few minutes to boot up now. Okay, so now that it's recognized the device as an Apple CarPlay device, it shows up on our main apps list here on my particular car. So if you load it up, now, so this basically gives you the main screen, connection screen for this device. And you'll see BT device here and a name BT-FF68. That's what this device is going to show up as a Bluetooth device. The instructions don't tell you this. They give you a different 4-digit or 4-character number on the end. But whatever shows here, that's what your device is. So at this point, you go into your phone, go to your Bluetooth, and you should see, if you do choose to pair a device, this device should show up here. So let's let it search. Okay, sorry, it did found, so BTFF68 shows up as an available device. So let's click. I'm going to allow access to contacts and call history, sure. And let's see, it's still loading settings. Okay, so now that it is connected to my phone through Bluetooth, you may have to reset the box, or basically turn the car off and on again to get it to go. But basically, it gives me everything that Android Auto would when it was disconnected. So a few things about this. There can be a little bit of a lag sometimes between pushing something and not. So you can see I pushed home there, and then it took a little while to come up. Now, there is also this little orange box here, which if you have used Android Auto before, you will have not seen. So essentially, this little box is the interface between this box here. You click it, there's a whole home button, and you could actually go into the settings of the box. So you could, this thing has built-in applications. So it has built-in Android Auto, it has built-in Netflix. It also just has a bunch of other little apps that you could load on here and go through settings. I have found that you don't really need to go in here for no real reason. Now, you can bring up just back to the Android Auto experience by clicking that little arrow. And from here, you can get all your apps so that you would normally expect with Android Auto. Once again, this little orange box, you can just move that out of the way. So you can see I scroll through my list here. And yeah, like I could go and load, let's see, I could do, well, maps. I have my Amazon Music I could load up if I really wanted to as well. And yes, you can stream music through here while it's connected over Bluetooth wirelessly. So this actually, I have to say, being able to use this without your phone connected is really awesome. I didn't really like having to connect my phone every time I came into the car through a cable. And so I have found myself using Android Auto significantly more since I got this box. Now, with that said, there are a few things that don't work quite the same. So on my display here, currently it shows Apple CarPlay AI box. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. But essentially, this used to show which audio track was playing. So right now, a Nirvana song's playing, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and it would show here. So now this only shows AI box because that's all the car recognizes. And if I go to the main car screen, like if I exit the box, you can see for the audio, it just shows AI box because AI box is just passing the signal between my phone to the car. So your vehicle, if it does have any built-in functionality to show you what song is playing, that won't work through the vehicle interface. It'll only work through the Android Auto interface, which you, once again, access through CarPlay. Now, also, there's a few things that I have found is it would seem that sometimes when it's giving you turn signals, like if I have the maps running or if I'm having reading messages, it will basically garble the sound because it's having a little bit of a hard time communicating that much data. And I'm going to see if there's a way for me to bring that up. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Well, so actually what we're going to do now is I'm going to put a destination in and we'll drive there and I'll just talk about the experience that I have with it. Okay, so I'm going to put my home as the address. Pause this music. Okay.
Take the next right onto Markham Street.
So there is always a little bit of a delay, given that it's
Continue on
wireless.
Markham Street for 800 meters.
But I have yet to find that it's a problem at all, which is good. Like it seems I've never had it that it's taken so long that it hasn't told me, like I've passed where I've needed to turn off, as an example. And it does still give me all the same alerts and everything that you normally would expect. Okay, so we're approaching the stop sign. I'm gonna have to turn left soon. So
Turn left onto Interurban Road.
So you see I'm still well before it. It gives me still enough time, even though I know there's a little bit of a lag, to you tell me basically what I need to do.
Continue on Interurban Road for 1 kilometer.
See, there you go. So I think that's probably enough of a demonstration. Now, I guess while I'm driving, all the applications are still available. So I just clicked that button. It did take a little moment for it to load. Android Auto in itself, I'm using a Pixel 5 by Google. Can be a little bit slow. But it's, you know, like honestly, I think it's quite good. Okay, so the review of the AI Box Lite by One Car Stereo. So, wireless Android Auto is awesome. It is such a liberating thing to be able to leave your phone like in your coat pocket or your purse or whatever it be, not have to take it out every time, plug it in, remember to disconnect it when you leave the car. So that is, I'd say, in itself worth the purchase. Now, the two downsides of this product that I have found after using it for a couple weeks is the potential for it to garble audio, and that's from like receiving a text message that you play through like the Android Auto system, and it's hit or miss. It's mostly it does do it. It's just every once in a while, and then you have the delay. So the delay between like pushing a button or not, it isn't as responsive as if it is directly connected, but it's responsive enough that I think it's completely usable. So, oh, and I guess finally, the other kind of disadvantage is if you're streaming audio through this to your car. So if you have like a USB drive connected directly to your car or whatever, that will all work fine. But if you are streaming through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, your built-in car's interface, which shows you what song is playing, will not work. It will just show the AI box. It won't show you the title. Now the audio plays fine. So I really do like seeing the song on here, but with all that considered, I would still recommend this product, and I still am going to be using it just because I really like what Android Auto does. I love having the map up on there. I love having apps, especially with electric vehicle, to have like your charging apps there and seeing charging infrastructure. This is so liberating, and I really strongly suggest that you get it. And now I did, before One Car Stereo reached out, I was already researching one of these to buy for myself. And so it was like very fortunate timing that they reached out when they did. And there are quite a few of them out there, and a lot of them have very negative reviews just because they don't seem to work well. I can say that this works excellent. It works awesome. And especially once you know how to connect it to Android Auto, which I've already covered in this video. I would say it's one of the perfect accessories for a modern car that has Apple CarPlay or Android Auto built into it. So yes, I'd just like to thank One Car Stereo for reaching out, and they were really easy to deal with. Once they shipped it, I received it fast. It was well packaged, and definitely check this out. I'll put a link in the description of this video for you to go have a look and judge for yourself whether you think it's worth your purchased dollars or not. I think it is. And thanks once again for watching. This is only my second product review video. I hope more will come in the future. If you have any questions or comments, post them up. I try to respond to everybody. So with that, thanks again, and I hope you enjoy your wireless Android Auto experience. Bye.